Hamtramck, Michigan, a city within a city with a proud history named after Jean-Francois Hamtramck, the first American commander of Fort Shelby, which played a significant role for the Battle of Detroit during the War of 1812. In 1798, the township of Hamtramck was established, and in 1901, Hamtramck became a village. In 1910, the Dodge Brothers Motor Car Company broke ground for an automotive plant, which led to an influx of European immigrants, primarily of Polish descent. In 1912, the Dodge plant began operation, bringing a decade of growth and a flourishing economy. In 1922, the 2-square-mile village was incorporated as a city. By 1930, the population had reached 56,000 people, but by 1970, only 26,000 people remained, and by 1990, there were only 18,000 people living within the city limits. Over the past 30 years, a large number of immigrants from the Middle East, especially Yemen, and South Asia, especially Bangladesh, have moved to the city, making it Michigan's most internationally diverse city. At one time, the city's motto was, "A League of Nations." Today, 5 major people groups speaking 26 different languages are represented in Hamtramck. There are 7 mosques, and each afternoon you will see hundreds of children leaving school, going to the mosque for training in the Quran. Islam is the primary religion in Hamtramck, and of the 8,000 Bosnians and 8,000 Bangladeshi people living there, not one claims Christ as their Lord and Savior. Hamtramck is mired in poverty, crime, alcoholism, and drug abuse, and a battle is raging for souls. However, God is working through a ministry that is on the front lines in the spiritual battle for Hamtramck, and that ministry is Acts 29. Acts 29 is all about transformation. It is the continuing story of people who have been changed by Jesus, people who believe that Jesus is alive and powerful, able to transform the entire city of Hamtramck through the gospel, just like he did through the believers in the book of Acts. The work is hard, and the challenge is many, but through ministries that teach entrepreneurship, life skills, English as a second language, and even marketable trades, the Lord is working, bringing the hope of the gospel to the people of Hamtramck. Acts 29 has many ministries to reach out to the children. Ministries such as camping, Bible quizzing, and even coaching in the public elementary school. Because of violence in their school and poor grades, Acts 29 was asked to help. On a weekly basis, staff from Acts 29 enter the public school to help students who are struggling with social studies. Grades have improved, but just as importantly is the growth seen in the children through the character-building skills tied into the weekly sessions. Team building, treating others with respect, managing anger and emotions are all woven into the lessons. Acts 29's goal is to see the transformation of the entire school by setting high academic standards and character development. God is at work. But despite this wonderful work in the elementary school, the dropout rate in high school is extremely high. Acts 29 is developing an exciting new apprenticeship program to teach at-risk youth, immigrants, and the difficult to employ, such as men returning from prison or jail, the trade of cabinet and furniture building.
God has allowed us to be a maintenance crew for the city, to build and repair the city up to this point, but God has put it in our hearts to train men how to do work. And so we now can do it inside a shop, trusting the Lord to provide for a year-round program.
Acts 29 is also involved in women's ministry, weekly Bible studies, and worship services each Sunday. God is using Acts 29 to reach the people of Hamtramck with the gospel. He is transforming lives and giving people the hope that only comes through personal faith in Jesus Christ. The world has come to Hamtramck, and Acts 29 is reaching out to make disciples that will one day be able to take the gospel back to their home countries, where access for Western missionaries is becoming more and more difficult. Acts 29 is truly a global ministry. Jesus commanded, "Make disciples of all nations," and Acts 29 is being obedient to that command in the small city of Hamtramck. Please join with us for the cause of Christ and for the souls of the people in Hamtramck and the world.